Smile. If you're an Indian fan, smile from ear to ear. 15 overs left. India, well, just breezed past that score of 272. 2 and 2 for India with the Indian captain being in a very special mood. Rohit Sharma with his 31st international 100, 7th World Cup 100, fastest to score the number of runs he scored, most number of sixes as well. I'm actually losing my head completely here. So much has happened in this match. India win by 8 wickets, 2 in 2. And India have done their net run rate a lot of good as well. Dinesh Karthik, Zaheer Khan in the house, and these two gentlemen know Rohit Sharma really well. The king of Borivali was in a special mood tonight.
Oh, who else is from Borivali?
Sir,
I can see the connection.
sir, king of Borivali is a name that Mr. Karthik gave him.
Are you feeling proud that he's
Very
from
proud.
Borivali?
As a fellow Borivaliite, as a fellow Mumbaikar, as a proud Indian, sir. Overall.
Well, 2019, we've seen what Rohit Sharma can do when he's on song. In that tournament, he scored how many? 500?
48, yeah.
So I think if he scored 100 now so early in the tournament, it's actually a great sign for the team.
Yeah.
And the way he was batting today, it was like vintage Rohit, putting bowlers under pressure, hitting those big shots, striking at that strike rate, which he's been consciously making that effort. Today, it's not only the strike rate but also the runs. So that really adds to the whole thing. 155, 156 strike rate, 84 balls, 131 runs is something you don't have to go in detail for. Like, it's just a brilliant effort from the captain.
He looked switched on right from the word go. 16 fours, 5 sixes. I hate to use negative expressions to describe a beautiful innings like that, but he was in the mood for annihilation.
From the Asia Cup, I think he's just been batting beautifully. The kind of shots that he plays up front, if you remember in the first game against Pakistan as well, the game where rain came in and it was called off, he started there, just that flick of Shaheen Shah Afridi, the intent was there. So his mood has always been, I want to set the tone. And he's just gone about that consistently. And when he starts well, Team India more often than not find themselves in a very good position. And today was obviously not the strongest bowling attack and the best pitch in the tournament so far. Add both of that and he is batting like what Zach said, vintage Rohit Sharma. It is very hard to bowl to him. If you bowl short, forget it. You just go back to your run-up and get ready for the next ball because that's going out of the park. Now if you bowl full, he's hitting it over mid-on and mid-off. Oh, where do you bowl then? You have to make sure you're consistently hitting the length and bringing the ball back into him. If the pitch is not helping you do that, at times it can be next to impossible as a fast bowler to be bowling to Rohit Sharma. As a spinner, you can control a lot better, but fast bowling, he is one of the toughest, especially when he gets going like this. He is beautiful to watch for a start.
Well, Rohit Sharma now has the most sixes in the world across formats. Now, he crossed that milestone with a pull shot. Rohit Sharma and the pull shot are a love story like no other, isn't it?
Well, if ever there was a shot that he should have got his highest number of sixes in international cricket with, that had to be the shot. That is his shot. They should rename pull shot as Rohit's shot. There is so much of, there's so much class, authority, and it is not just bowlers bowling 130, 135. You take any fast bowler from the likes of Shoaib Akhtar to today, whoever is bowling 150 plus, the likes of Jofra Archer, and you will tell the one ball that I will be wary of when bowling to Rohit Sharma is the short ball into the head. More often than not, he'll pull you outside the ground.
Well, 600s in that, 500s in that last World Cup, one in 2015, one already in 2023. These are scary signs for all the other teams that are hoping to stop the Indian juggernaut. Take a look at that. 19 innings to get 700s. He did not play in the 2011 World Cup. Zach, is it about him saying, I'm going to make amends for missing out on playing in that home World Cup? A lot of people have revisited that tweet where he expressed his disappointment at not being picked for that 2011 World Cup. Clearly, that scar is still there in his heart, and this 100 should work like a soothing balm for Rohit Sharma.
Well, I think what he's going for is the cup, isn't it?
Yep.
I think that will be the biggest healer for him, if you're putting it that way. Yes, he was very close to being picked for the 2011 World Cup as well. He was around in the scheme of things. Wasn't the case that he was picked, but 2015, 2019 was just phenomenal for him, and he's that sort of a batter. You look at those numbers and the conversion rate; it's unbelievable. Like hundreds to innings. If you look at it, just 700s in 19 innings. That's phenomenal. You know, you as batters, you look at the great Sachin Tendulkar also there, having played 44 innings and scored 600s there. Rohit Sharma has achieved it in 19. Shows that how determined he is also for the World Cups, and what kind of form he has been in 2019. It was just matching perfectly. Here, the way he was showing the intent and the way he's been talking about it, everyone were thinking that maybe 100 is something which is going to be tough with that kind of intent, because he's giving more weightage to the strike rate rather than looking at that three-figure mark, giving weightage to the start which the team should have making use of that first power play. But today's innings, I think, is just special because you match that intent with the runs which he has scored. So you know, on days when he's going to be on song, any bowling attack you take it, and if he's doing that, then you can imagine how the platform for the team is going to be superb. Like for Shreyas and Virat to then follow, it's just going to be that much easier. You know, Shubman Gill is not there right now, so till the time he comes back, you know that more responsibility is going to be on Rohit. From that point of view, the first inning was a tough one against Australia. He got a peach of a delivery, getting him leg before. But today's innings makes up for that. And the next game, it sets up beautifully for that. If Rohit Sharma is in this kind of mindset, it's going to be great for him and the team.
You know, let me give you guys and girls an insight on what happens when we are not on camera. What happens is all of us are sitting in the Cricbuzz lounge, great hospitality as well, great food comes in, and I speak very little when the experts are around. I'm just quietly listening to them, and very often I've seen a lot of you say, "Yeah, iske paas bahut time hai Rohit Sharma ke paas." And I've often wanted to ask you guys to elaborate a little bit more on that. Zach, you've, I'm sure, bowled to Rohit Sharma. Give me a bowler's perspective on what it is to bowl to him when he is in this kind of murderous mood.
Well, to start with, don't bowl short to him. I think that's the first thing which you will tell any bowler, because he's setting himself for that. He lives and breathes that shot, so you can't feed him there. If you feed him there, it's just going to settle him more. Like, you know, he's going to feel more comfortable at the crease. You got to get him dragging that front foot towards the ball. You know, get him to stretch. I think that's the kind of areas we've seen. Another area which, as a bowler, you've seen him at times being a little tentative. If there is little bit of swing or the lack of pace, I think troubles him. More pace, he's more comfortable. So those are the things which, as a bowler, you can look at, just reminding yourself all the time, every time you're bowling to Rohit. But look, a great batter whenever he's in form, whenever he's in that zone, it's always very difficult to bowl to. So it's just about keeping things simple. But when Rohit Sharma is on song, it's never going to be easy.
He looked cross with himself as well when he got out. This goes to show that there is a lot of room for many, many more such innings. If Rohit Sharma is hungry, watch out, world.
Disappointed a little bit. Look, when you're batting so well, you want to finish it off. You want to be that not out at the end. Like what a Shreyas and a Virat Kohli achieved today. But it's okay. Rohit needs to be Rohit. Rohit needs to play that slog sweep. That puts the bowler under more pressure, the spinner. So it is completely okay from a Rohit Sharma point of view. I don't think he'll go out there and regret the shot. For him, it'll be all about what just Zach said, winning that. That is the only medicine that can heal him from the sadness that he felt in that 2011 World Cup when he is left out. So it will be all about winning a World Cup. And you got to remember, after the 2007 World Cup, he hasn't been part of any. I mean, he hasn't won a World Cup, and he has been part of many events. So he will want to win that. 2013 Champions Trophy was a big win, but post that, for the last 10 years, there hasn't been much. So, you know, I think Indian team is at a place where to not win a multi-nation tournament in a decade feels a long time, and rightly so. And I'm sure Rohit Sharma and his men will want to make amends on that.
Rohit Sharma's player profile tells you on Cricbuzz, 252 ODIs, 10,112 runs, now 31 ODI hundreds. When you look back, DK, he hit his 2000th ODI run in his 87th ODI. So credit to all those people who believed in this man, because if they hadn't, we might have lost an absolute superstar of a batter.
If you had to give credit, you have to start from Mr. Dilip Vengsarkar. He is the one who spotted him when he was young, brought him into the Mumbai team at a very, very young age. He spotted the talent, and he is one to have a great eye for talent. He is the one through the TRDO where they found MS Dhoni as well. So he has a great eye for talent, and that man should be credited. Before that, you have to go obviously Dinesh Lad, who was his coach in his younger days. But then moving on through all the captains who just see the talent and know this guy is special. I mean, there have been many cricketers, but there are always some who come and you feel he's a legacy player. Rohit Sharma has always been one like that. Even in Australia, when he got the 100 along with Sachin, rather when Sachin got the 100, he's 65 not out. He got out at the end, but 65 that he got in the CB Series CB Series finals was a great knock. Now, what was surprising is why he had only scored 2,000, mainly because he was batting in the middle, he was pushed up and down the order, he was left in and out. But when he started opening in 2013, the stars aligned, and the rest is history, as they say, and what a player he's become. There are many records that will be broken in cricket, but there are many records that won't be broken. Like I feel Muralidharan's 800 will never be broken. Sachin Tendulkar's most number of runs in the World Cup, 2,200 odd, never going to be broken. Rohit Sharma's 700s, I don't think it's going to be easily broken by a player.
This was his 7th World Cup 100, 31st ODI 100. Zach, there's this thing about Mumbai cricket, isn't it? They're very good at spotting talent very early.
Yeah, I think that has been the trend, isn't it? Like you have the legacy players, you have a lot of cricketers who've been playing in the club cricket. The culture of cricket here is actually enhancing and encouraging the talent to be spotted also. You know, the word spreads as someone good comes on the scene. They will be talking about it. A lot of these club cricketers and the coaches, they will be talking to each other, and that's how you get encouragement and that inspiration, motivation, whatever is required. To add to that, you have a good system of NCA along with BCCI now, wherein a lot of under 16, under 14, under 19, all these camps which go along right throughout the year. I think all these players are the beneficiaries of the system which is being created. So once the talent gets spotted, you get enough limelight in that particular zone at that stage which is required, and then you get these breakthroughs as well. And that is something which is happening consistently. The franchise cricket also has been a big help with that regard. When you go to bowl to these guys in the nets, when you need more practice, you always have to just look for the local bowlers, and then you'll find these kind of stories through and through. So yeah, that has been the system, and it's just ever so growing with more and more teams also joining, with more and more stars being created through the game. Yeah, so I think Indian cricket is in great hands at this time, and a great platform, I would say, for anyone to take advantage of if you have talent.
And also in 2005, I'll never forget, that's when his name slowly started spreading. He played the Under-19 World Cup in 2004, and there was a Deodar Trophy. It happened in a very different place, Udaipur. Zach actually played for West Zone. And in the previous match, the South Zone match happened a couple of days later, but the 2 days before that, one young boy against a star-studded North Zone team got a magnificent 140 not out. I don't know if Zach is able to jog back memory and recollect that game, but that's where his journey started, where his name started doing the round. To score 140 against a star-studded North Zone side, and I'm sure it had the likes of Sehwag, Gambhir and some good bowlers as well. 140 not out of the 230, 240 that he was chasing, set the tone, and that's when the word started spreading like wildfire. And it was only a matter of time before he played for the country. But yeah, I remember that the other trophy very well.
I remember actually the first Dilip Trophy game, which was in MP. When Rohit, and Rohit was part of West Zone. I was playing right after the county. It was 2006, and he played a short innings. But you know, when you see him in practice, you know that this guy has got a lot of time, and he was obviously very young, coming new on the scene, was looking to play those shots and maybe playing excess shots. You know, so you kind of need that much of game time, that many games under your belt to figure out exactly what works for you, who you can take on. And the level difference also doesn't help you. Like, you in your head think that, okay, you can take on the bowlers, but maybe you've not faced those kind of quick bowlers for you to do that little bit of adjustment. But it's just matter of time. We all knew that it's just matter of time before he understands his game and leaves a mark on world cricket.
Well, all across social media and in the cricketing fraternity, people often use only the word talent for Rohit Sharma. I can promise you, when I listen to these experts, what I can learn is that it's not just about talent. I'm sure there is a certain process, there's a certain hard work, and there is a lot of hunger to do well at the highest level for Rohit Sharma. Now, World Cup tickets are a sensitive topic. Everybody wants World Cup tickets. One man, without paying for tickets, had the best seat in the house. Ishan Kishan, his opening partner, 47 of 47, got out for a duck in that last game against Australia. Another opportunity while Shubman Gill is away. And I thought, I enjoyed watching him as a fan, but you can tell us the experts' view on what Ishan Kishan was looking for and was he successful in doing what he was looking for?
Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer are at a very interesting point right now in this World Cup. Both their places are not cemented, so they'll be under more pressure than the rest of the batting lineup. So in moments like these, when you're playing a slightly lower ranked team, here is your opportunity to do well. Ishan Kishan understandably started tentatively, but when he got going, he played a few lovely shots and he will give the confidence that he looks in good rhythm, which is very, very important. They're going to play Pakistan in a couple of days' time in case Shubman is not fit, which is most likely the case. Ishan Kishan will again be opening. So this game time will give him the confidence to go out there and play freely. When you take time in these kind of games, it's okay. But when you reach a game against Pakistan, you want to start with the right intent. And these kind of games help you do that because you have the confidence and the runs. So when you go and play a Pakistan against a world-class attack with the likes of Shaheen Shah, Hassan Ali and Haris Rauf, you need that confidence to help you with the intent that you want to show in a big game like that. And that is what this game will do for him.
It's very easy to get carried away, right? To go for the big shots when you know that your captain at the other end is going all guns blazing. But Ishan Kishan seemed to come there with a certain objective. What did you make of that innings?
Well, when you look at the first 10 overs, Ishan had played how many balls? 10 or 12 balls?
Hardly.
So it was Rohit Sharma's show all the way along. And when something like that is happening, you can get carried away. But I think the previous innings at some stage must be playing on his mind, and today was the opportunity. So when you know that your partner is putting bowlers under pressure, as a batter, your job is to just get him on strike, and that kind of eased off his pressure as well. Later on, he started playing the shots, but if you look at his first 20 deliveries today, it was 11 runs of 20 deliveries. So it was easier for him to just make use of the opportunity, make use of the fact that Rohit Sharma is going so strong at the other end. That eased off pressure, and I think it was required because we all were expecting Shubman to start the tournament. Shubman has not started the tournament because of fever, and he's still recovering. The first match was a tough one for Ishan Kishan, and you know that there is another tough game coming in few days' time. So considering all those factors, I think this innings will go a long way for him because you don't want to be second guessing yourself. You don't want to be curbing your natural instincts. Ishan Kishan is a natural stroke player, so you want him to be free out there in the middle. And that previous innings would have created that doubt. But I think this innings is going to settle all those doubts. So he's much clearer when he's going in the big game, the next one.
Yep, India winning their second game, chasing for the second time in a row and doing it really well. And when India are chasing, how can the chase master not score runs? Virat Kohli, second half century for him at this World Cup. 55 not out of 56, didn't take risks at all, 6 boundaries. It looked like in his mind, it wasn't so much about winning this match, but it looked like he was thinking 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. Was he thinking of Pakistan already?
Definitely not. I think what he was looking to do is just finish it off clinically. And from a very technical point of view, I can promise you, he is batting really well. He is getting into great positions, which is a very, very healthy and a happy sign for Team India. I can see the positions that he gets into is allowing him to play the kind of shots that he used to play a few years ago. So that for me is what I was watching, and I can promise you he's batting as well he has ever batted in the last 2-3 years.
He's looking ominous, isn't he?
Well, I think it's about with Virat Kohli, it doesn't matter what kind of situation you are in. You know, it can be tough situation, it can be easy situation. I think he just likes to get in that zone where he's focusing on how to build his innings. And there is a pattern, I think, which if you see any innings of him, just pick and start watching, you'll feel that he's just replicating that same things, same process day in, day out, and that has been his strength. So I think today I was not expecting anything out of ordinary about how the start was, how Rohit batted, or how Ishan Kishan putting bowlers under pressure. It was just about Virat Kohli, the man going there and knowing that okay, I'm at the crease. These are the bowlers. This is the plan, and he will just stick with that. So that has been his strength. Like DK said, it's looking very good. He's getting in good positions. I think those are the markers for to judge Virat Kohli. If he's doing all those things, that means he's thinking even more clearly about how he wants to just focus on the process. The process will become even more stronger if his positions are better. So I think these are all good signs for Indian team to go forward right now in the crucial game.
A very loud, raucous crowd at the Arun Jaitley Stadium was expecting some fire between Virat Kohli and Naveen ul Haq. But one of the happier non-cricket moments of this match was to see him share a smile, maybe a pat on the back to Naveen ul Haq as well. It's all good in the hood, isn't it?
There was a little bit of tension for sure in the IPL. We all saw it.
Just a little bit.
That would be to put it very mildly. But it is just nice to see them both obviously make up and hug. And we saw when Naveen ul Haq came into bat, the crowd was cheering Kohli's name. They really wanted to get under his skin. But it was nice to see them making amends, and I think that's what world cricket needs. At the end of the day, you don't want to carry on something that is negative in nature for far too long. It's been at the back of both their minds, and it is good to see them just kind of brush it under the carpet and move on to better things. Both of them need to do well for their countries. It's just happy to see a photo of them smiling together. So I think all's well that ends well. It was good to see what happened today.
Also, he tried to calm down the Kotla crowd when they were having a go at Naveen ul Haq. So, just good signs to see Virat Kohli look so nice, happy, relaxed. That's the version of Kohli that a lot of people seem to like.
Yeah, but what about the first spell when he walked into bat? Then that time it was like, no matter what happens, I'm not going to give my wicket to this guy.
Yes.
So that is also important. I think
Yeah.
he crossed that phase, and after that it was okay, fine. Now this is an opportunity right now to just leave the bitter things in the past and move ahead. I think that's the kind of feeling I got, and it's not that in future it might not happen. It still might happen because both are fierce competitors. The good thing is that whatever had happened, they've kind of solidified that now and looking ahead. But the competition and that fight should stay there within the boundaries because that's also important for the game.
Yes, good to see Virat Kohli among the runs and also smiling, playing at his home ground, walking out the Virat Kohli Pavilion. Now, that's an honor that very, very few on this planet have. India winning their second match in a row. The first one was a slightly nervous chase. The second one, a very convincing, comprehensive chase. It was courtesy, a massive 100 from Rohit Sharma. Take a look at those numbers. India were always in the hunt, 94 in the first 10, then 130 at 15. At 25, it was pretty much over. Shreyas Iyer among the runs as well. So good to see Shreyas Iyer get some game time.
I've been in many situations like Shreyas Iyer. I can promise you it's the worst. You have everything to lose. You get out and people will be like, look, he's again underperformed. You do well, it goes very unnoticed because he's got this least figure. There's a great chance we would have walked out of the show without having spoken about him. I'm happy his name has come and we're discussing about him because I can promise you, as a middle order batter, it is one of the toughest positions when you have very little runs to chase against a team which is obviously where you're obviously expected to get runs. You go out and you do the first mistake and you're out. So as a batter, it is important to knuckle that down, make sure that you're taking your time, understanding what your process is, and go about things in a very clinical manner. And I'm very, very happy for Shreyas Iyer that he's got runs more than anything, that he's got through this game unscathed. It could have easily gone the other way. Just good to see him get through this game. And the shot that he played, that six when he hit, it was the biggest six of the tournament so far. So that'll keep him very happy as well.
Yes, it all augurs well for Saturday the 14th, India versus Pakistan. Wait for it. Still some time before we do a comprehensive, detailed preview of India versus Pakistan. A quick comment, Zach, on Afghanistan's bowling approach. Only Rashid Khan, I suppose, one of the stories. He came into bowl, I think, in the 15th over. When you've conceded 94 in the first, why wouldn't you want to bring him in earlier?
No, look, I mean, usually their stack up is that Rashid comes on to bowl around 25th over. Today didn't have any option but to bring him early.
Yep.
The way two batters were going there. So he was still on the expensive side.
Yep.
It's still what we are talking about just before the game, that his bowling can be under pressure in the ODI format, which was on display today. But important is he got wickets. So that from Afghanistan's point of view is going to be critical, that he stays in that wicket-taking form. But maybe for them to leave some impression in this campaign, they'll have to figure out a different kind of combination. First, you scored runs, but then later you'll maybe have to reshuffle your bowlers, maybe find that way, get another spinner in. Maybe that is something which they should be thinking. This is the time to experiment as well, because they've had a decent run so far at the international level. It's not that they're a weak side. It's just that they're not still able to find a way of winning a match. They're better team than that, and that is something which they have to start believing. You can't look at these matches and in this tournament thinking that okay, it's okay to lose. If you start thinking like that, then things get tougher.
Lacking one strike bowler?
I think Hashmatullah Shahidi, the captain, needs to think out of the box. He's just going the mundane route of having a very set pattern to it. I'll start with Fazal, I'll bring Naveen ul Haq, then it's Azmatullah Omarzai, then I'll bring Nabi. I think there was an opportunity definitely to bring Rashid Khan in the power play in the 7th, 8th over. He has a method to what he does, Shahidi, but I think he needs to break that pattern. He needs to understand what matchups mean. If you go through the records, it'll tell you that Rohit Sharma doesn't have the best record against Rashid Khan. Virat Kohli doesn't have. So you bring him on early. Even if he goes for runs, you'd rather take that chance, because that is the only way you can win a game of cricket, at least with the score that you have scored today. That for me is just a meek surrender. I think he needs to find a way to understand what matchups are and believe in it to a larger extent, because he's got a couple of strike bowlers and he needs to use them as weapons to create a pattern where they can strike in the first 10. If they're just waiting for things to happen, it's not going to. And that for me will be the biggest learning from them. In terms of a strike bowler, like what Zach said, to bring in Noor Ahmed would mean that's the 4th spinner. So are they going to go in that direction or leave out one of the spinners? Mujib bowls with the new ball. The one big thing for them is Fazal Farooqi has been struggling for some time now. So that is one area. They have not picked a Karim Jannat. They don't have a Gulbadin. So they don't have their usual bowlers who have been around. So that is a choice that they do need to look at.
Yes, Karim Jannat was part of that Asian Games side for Afghanistan, but he isn't here. Now, Afghanistan are one of the 4 teams that haven't gotten off the mark at the 2023 Cricket World Cup. Australia, one of those 4 teams. India find themselves at number 2 with a net run rate of plus 1.500. New Zealand right up top. Everything's going well for them. DK, very quickly. 1, the most impressive, complete-looking side. 2, are you seeing any trends in the action that we've seen so far?
The most impressive teams are the top 2 teams, India and New Zealand. Both have shown very little weaknesses so far. New Zealand will only get stronger with Kane Williamson and Tim Southee due to come in. Whereas India, on the other hand, with Shubman Gill coming in, again will make them a much stronger side. And if you do look at is there been a pattern? Yes, to an extent you can see that the new ball has done damage in various different grounds. So that is something that they need to worry about. Delhi looks an absolute pelter, and I wouldn't be surprised if a 400 mark is breached again, and probably the highest score ever in a World Cup is scored in one of those games that happens in Delhi. But a lot of the pitches don't seem to be high scoring ones. It looks like 260 to 290 could be the score that you're looking at, which is high score, but not the 300 plus that we're used to. So there are challenges for many teams. Lucknow being a new venue, I think we're going to speak about that soon. South Africa playing Australia, the latest venue that is going to happen there. How is that pitch going to be? During the IPL, it was one where the spinners literally were licking their lips. Is it going to be just going to go in that direction, or one where the fast bowlers have a role as well?
Zach, 2 wins each for New Zealand, India and Pakistan. The most impressive for you?
The top 2. I'm completely in sync with DK on this. New Zealand have looked good, and they still have Kane Williamson waiting there to be fully ready for the campaign. So I think that team for sure is going to find a way of creating that impact, which I didn't think before the start of the tournament, but things are settling for them. By another couple of games, you'll get a much clearer idea. But currently, it's looking like they've got tactical advantage. They're going to be a team which will be using whole lot of tactical elements going forward also against certain teams. And Indian team is looking very good. Bumrah's form is good. You're seeing the bowling attack. Tactical advantage also, which we just touched upon. Looking at Ashwin playing in that first game today, the pitch was different, so they've opted for a seamer. So those kind of things also, we have to wait and see how it evolves tactically, whether they go on the aggressive side of bringing in Shami or not. That is still we have to wait and see. Shubman Gill, when he comes back, I think that's going to be a much awaited scene for everyone when he comes back. But other than that, from tough situation also they've won a game. So that is something which is a biggest positive.
Yep.
You need a game like that where you are down in the dumps, but you somehow find a way of winning the match. I think that first game was a great morale booster from that point of view. So yeah, I think these two teams are looking very nice in the tournament so far.
Well, pretty good start for New Zealand and for India and for Pakistan as well. 2 wins in 2. The World Cup caravan moves to the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow, where the most successful side in the history of ODI World Cups, Australia, will take on the Protea, South Africa. That's match number 10. That'll come to you live from Lucknow tomorrow in the afternoon. Australia lost their opening game to India. They had India under the pump slightly, but then Virat Kohli and KL Rahul took it away. DK, Australia perhaps marred by the absence of Travis Head and not enough spin bowling options. What do they need to do to get their campaign back on track after that first loss?
For a start, the infusion of Marcus Stoinis will be a positive for them. I just hope that he is fit, because I do feel they don't trust a Cameron Green at that number 6 slot as much as they would trust a Stoinis, only because he's done it in the in the past, where he's won them games batting at that tough number. Maxwell looks okay. For me, there is a definite hole in their bowling attack. I think they're very fast bowling dominated. Zampa has not been in the best of form in the recent past, so that is a bit of a worry. Maxwell has actually been bowling well defensively. So that is an area that they'll be wary about, and that will be the one change for me, where Marcus Stoinis comes in for Cameron Green.
For you, changes, Zach, although there are not enough options.
No, I think Stoinis, if he's fit, he walks in. There is no doubt about that. It's just that whether Cameron Green is going to go out or Labuschagne is going to go out. That is something which the debate is going to be in that camp. Other than that, they certainly look spinner light. That has been a chatter around Australian team for a while now, which will be the case. And that is why they so badly wanted to win that first game. I think that has further put a dent in their campaign of this year. So we have to see now how they respond, and also what kind of pitch they get in Lucknow, because that pitch is a relayed one. And if it's in line with what we've seen during the IPL, then things might get tougher for them, because they're spinner light. They will be hoping that Stoinis might chip in with the ball, or Mitchell Marsh, or they'll have to find a way. But it's not going to be easy if the pitches are on the slower, drier side. For Australia, Australia would want the pitches to be on the flatter side, or maybe on the seaming side, which is unlikely, but maybe on the flatter side for them to have impact in the tournament.
DK, how scary are the words relayed pitch for a captain and a coach? How do you read a pitch like that, because you don't have any history to it?
Great question. It's always a tricky one. You only know the inherent nature of what's been happening in the ground. You look at the pitch, you look at how much grass is there, generally what the pitch does. But it's a relayed one, you always need to wait and watch. In most cases in international cricket and world events, they will behave rather well. It will be very, very rare that they behave in a very obnoxious and rude manner, which has happened before. But I would like to think Lucknow is a pitch which will definitely be good for both teams, in the sense that it will support a little bit of fast bowling, but the spinners should have a role to play as well.
For South Africa, massive win against the Sri Lankans. They played in Delhi, remember, 428. 3 centurions in De Kock, Van der Dusen, and the 3rd centurion, of course, Aiden Markram, the fastest ICC World Cup 100 as well. That was Sri Lanka. This is Australia. Different kettle of fish.
It's going to be a great game. There is no doubt about that. Tomorrow's game is one to look forward to. Yeah. And South Africa as a team, we've been talking about that. They have that those resources, potential to surprise you in this tournament. and they have started the campaign with a blast. Quinton de Kock scoring that 100, which is important. He's been playing on this ground quite a lot, so he will have a fair bit of idea and will be contributing to that lead up to the game with regard to the conversations which usually you have. And Markram also scored 100, Rassi van der Dussen. So all in all, it was a great batting effort from South Africa.
Yep.
And we've been talking about that. Like if you look at that batting lineup, they are one of the strongest. If everyone is in good form, they can give any bowling attack run for their money. So that is something which we have to see from tomorrow's game, because tomorrow's attack is going to be a good one. You have Josh Hazlewood, Mitchell Starc, and Pat Cummins. So that's a complete fast bowling package which you will get. And if you are able to continue with the similar form what you've shown in the previous game, then that team everyone will be taking note of. I think that's the situation which lies ahead of South Africa. Bowling, they still have to figure out little bit tactically maybe. Marco was little on the expensive side. Yep. Rabada needs to be in form. Ngidi was there. Coetzee, they have opted for maybe for Lucknow pitch. If the relayed pitch has not worked that much in practices and stuff like that, they'll get a fair bit of idea.
Yeah.
Then they might go towards Tabraiz Shamsi.
Yep.
So that's one change they'll be debating from the previous game.
Would you make that change? Shamsi in for maybe Marco Jansen, who gave away 92 in his 10 in that game.
Not Marco Jansen. I think he's talking about Gerald Coetzee. I think instead of Coetzee, he's looking at Tabraiz Shamsi. Marco Jansen has to play. He is the one non-negotiable only because he gives you batting at number 7. Yeah. Now, if at all South Africa has a weakness, so to say, a hole, it is just that they stop batting at 7. Keshav Maharaj gives you very little with the bat and the rest 3 not too much. So that is the only issue, so to say, with the South African team. Other than that, just like what Zach said, I have to add that it is a gun batting lineup. Along with India, that is the most powerful batting lineup. Yes, you have to add England as well there. But South Africa, just like India, have walked into the tournament with a lot of confidence. After beating Australia 3 on the bounce in their home conditions, and they do look like the form side. For them, it is all about staying true to what they're playing today, staying true to what they will do in November month. That's going to be important for them because they always do well at the start. It's when that, the big moment comes in November, that's when they need to hold themselves.
There is a brand new stadium coming up in Uttar Pradesh, and so the Ekana Stadium has got to figure a way to offer a good, fair cricketing pitch for this big World Cup game. Players to watch out for, one each.
Oh, players to watch out for. I think I'm going to go for Quinton de Kock from South Africa. Hope he continues with the form. He's played on this pitch quite a lot, so he'll be fancying his chances. Looking forward to this game. From Australia's side, I think they're batting. Warner is going to hold the key. If he plays that long innings at the top, that will ease off a whole lot of pressure. Winning the toss, batting first in the previous game, finishing at 200 doesn't speak big about any team, because you are actually trying to catch the game with the bat in hand, and you fail to do that. So someone will have to take the responsibility. If Warner is that person for Australia, then it's just going to be that much stronger for other players to follow.
For you?
South Africa, Heinrich Klaasen. For Australia, Mitchell Starc.
Done. Nice, short and sweet. What's the answer to Joy Factor? I know you guys have been waiting for very long. 85 overs is all is as long as that you had to wait to find out the answer. Let's bring you the question first.
I'll tell you one thing with this question. I have a feeling it's something to do with under 19, because that's when all 3 of them will meet somewhere. That's what I feel.
Okay, let's find out. What feat did Reece Topley achieve?
There we go.
Well done, DK. Super answer.
I didn't know what record they have, but that's the only way they could. Otherwise, they don't even. First class cricket is also different. Had to be some age category thing.
It's the new glasses he's got. He's able to see through these things. Did you have an idea?
No.
Okay. No one did. DK is becoming more and more studious about cricket shows and cricket questions with every passing day. Who is the winner? Let's bring up that name so you can get a thumbs up from Joy. Hardik, not Pandya. Hardik _3199 gets the correct answer, and he gets a thumbs up as well from Mr. Joy Bhattacharya. I think we're done for the day.
And we should wish Hardik Pandya happy birthday today.
You have to tell us a story about Hardik Pandya.
It's okay, we'll keep that for another day. India-Pakistan match. That's
Done.
the big day.
So in case you want to hear a fun story about Hardik Pandya, who will be playing in Gujarat, remember it's his home state. You've got to tune in to Cricbuzz Live. We're coming back tomorrow as well. Yeah. In this very chair, you will see another anchor, Saimi, I think it is. Saimi Kher will be in the anchor's chair. So make sure you watch Cricbuzz Live at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. Australia, South Africa. For now, thank you, DK. Thank you, Zaheer. We're done. Early finish. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Virat. Thank you, Team India. Have a good night.